Hello and welcome to Python Programming Complete course. This is part 5, Lists in Python. In this video, we will discuss what are lists, how to create a list and assign value to it, index value of a list, how to access elements of a list using index, various operations that can be performed on a list, and the built-in list functions and methods. In Python, a list is a collection of values that is mutable or changeable. It's an ordered sequence of elements separated by commas. To initialize and declare a list, we need to give the name of the variable which will define the list and the square brackets. This names is a list with no values, no elements. The second statement, line 4, here in this statement we are assigning values to the list. Each value in a list inside the square brackets are called its elements or list. Each element, all the elements of a list are enclosed in square brackets. Names is a list of string. The names once is also a list of string within double quotes. Numbers is a list where we have assigned integer value. A list can have any number of items and they may be different types like integer, string, float, or another list. Like for example, in grades, this grades list, it is having numbers, it's having string, it is having a list inside another list, and we can have float value in the list as well. List function can also be used to create an empty list and convert certain types of object into list. Simple, you can with the print statement you can use the name of the list to get the output. Each item in a list is stored according to its index. An index refers to the position within an ordered list or an list which is in a sequence. Index can be positive or negative. Like in string we have positive index and negative index. List index, it starts from zeros and at the beginning, and -1 which refers to the last element. For example, we have some statements over here. The first one, we are trying to access the value which is at position 0. The second statement, it is trying to access and get a value from the list from the right hand side using the negative index. From in between we can access a value. So in this program we are printing the original list and then we will change the list and see the result. First of all, let's print this 0, the value at 0th position, 100, the value at the index value we are using -1, the last data in the list, and in between we are trying to access 300. In a list, if we attempt to find an element that does not exist in the list, and an index error will be generated, that is, the list is out of range. Let us execute this statement and see what error we get. You can see index error, list is out of range. That is, this our list is having only 5 values starting from 0. To access each element of a list, index number is used, which should always be an integer. You should keep in mind lists are mutable, so if we have defined and declared a list with some values, later on we can always modify the value of the list. We have some statements in this program which will show how we can modify the values of a list and change, and then we have printed the modified list. This statement, line at line number 10, we are assigning a new value to the 4th position, 600, and 600 is being printed. Then the modified list with the new data, the data is overwritten and we get the new list. To display all the elements of a list, we can simply use the print statement like we did earlier, or we can use the for loop or a while loop to access each element of a list and print the data. Now both these for loop, they are printing the result one at a time, not in the form of a list but as separate elements or separate values, whereas when we print a list, the result is the output is also in the form of a list. Like strings, there are various list operations. The first one we are discussing is concatenation, that is combining of two lists together using the plus operator. Both the operands should be of list type, otherwise an error will be generated. In this program, we have two lists, fruits1 and fruits2. Values or data is being assigned, and using the concatenation operator, we are joining these two lists together, and then we will print the list. In the last statement, we are joining, instead of having a name of a list, we are joining the first list, fruits1, with a new list which has only one element, banana. The output can be seen. First of all, the first two lists have fruits1 and fruits2. They are combined together, and in the second, using the second print statement, we have added banana to the first list. The repetition operator or the asterisk operators is used to replicate the list for a number of times. We have the first list with one element, hooray, and we are trying to print it a number of times. Simply using the multiplication operator, you can see the output is in the form of a list itself. Now, two lists, unlike concatenation operator, two lists cannot be multiplied together. It will give an error. If we uncomment these lines and try and print the result, it will give me an error. Type error: cannot multiply sequence by non-int type of list. Python has two membership operators that allow us to check the existence of an element in list: the in operator and the not in operator. The in operator checks whether a given element is present in the list or not, and it will return true if the element appears in the list. Otherwise, it will give us an output of false. In the fruits list, we are trying to check whether grapes is present in the list or not, that is fruits. The second operator which we have is the not in operator, which returns true if the element does not appear in the list. Otherwise, it will give you a false result. Blueberry is not in fruits, yes, so it will give me true, and orange not in fruits, it will give me a value of false. We can check the result: true for this print statement and true for blueberry, and for orange we are getting an output of false. Slicing in list is used to obtain a subset of value from the list. In this program, we have a list names with some data assigned to it, and using the starting and the ending position, start value and the end value, we are trying to access a subset from the given list. Values from 0 to 3, the stop value will be omitted, that position will be omitted. The second print statement, no starting value has been assigned, so from the beginning it will start from 0. If no end value is been given or stop value is not defined, then it will print all the values from the list. If both start and stop are omitted, the entire list will be printed. We can skip a value in the list, that is, we can start that. In this example, we are starting from 0. Basic will be printed, Java will be omitted, C++ will be printed, Python we are skipping. In the last print statement, we are printing the entire list, but in the reverse order, because we are using a negative index value on a negative positioning. You can see the output. Python has several built-in functions to perform various tasks. In this program we'll be discussing some functions. The length function, these are the three lists which we'll be using. The length function, it will return the length of the list. We can directly use it in the print statement, or we can store the result in a variable. The sort function, it returns a sorted list in ascending order. By default it is ascending order, so list.sort, and then we have printing the sorted list. To print the list in the descending order, we can use reverse equals to true. We can give this value an argument in the function, and it will reverse the list, reverse sorting of list. To clear the entire list, to remove all the elements from the list, we can use the clear function. It will remove all from the list. To count the occurrence of an element in the list, we use the count function. We have to tell the function what we are trying to count, as you can see in this print statement. And to find the index of the first matched item from the list, we can use the index function, which will return the index if found. If not found, it will raise an error. So the length of the list fruits, we get the answer 6. The sorting is being done. We can see the list being sorted. Then in the reverse, that is in the descending order, you can see the list. The clear function, the first we have printed the data in names list, then after clearing the list, nothing is in the list, you can see. And then count has returned that apple is found at the first position in the list. That is because it is taking this sorted list, so 0 is at the index 0 we have the apple with an capital A, so it has found a match at the first position. It is giving me that it has found one occurrence of apple at the first position, and index of cranberry is 2 in the list. You can see in the fruits list it is 2. There are several methods which can be used with list to perform various tasks. For example, like the insert method is used to insert an element in a list at a specified position or index. Now it takes you can see the insert method in this statement, fruits.insert. It takes two arguments, the index value where to insert the new element. Here we have given 3 at the third position, and the new value to be inserted in the list. So in this list we are trying to insert custard apple at the third position. Rest of the data, it will be shifted towards the right, and in between the new data will be added. We can also use the append method to add one element to the end of the existing list. So at the end of my fruits list, guava will be added. To add one list at the end of another list, or more than one element to the list, we can use the extend method. In this example we are trying to add fruits 2 list to the fruits 1 list, and then we'll print the result. We can also update the list by assigning a new value to the existing list using the index. Here in this statement, fruits at the third position, we are adding in papaya, and then we are printing the updated list. The output of the program, you can see inserting, we have inserted custard apple in between, then using append at the end we have guava. We using extend, both the lists are added together, and by using update by updating the list, we have place papaya at this position, at the third position. We have some more methods to remove data from the list. The pop method, it removes the element from the specified position from the list and returns the deleted element. We can give the index or the position from where we want to delete the data. It can be either positive index or it can be negative index. Similarly, we have del method. It will not return the deleted item, but it requires the index or the position from where we want to remove the data. Pop and del methods, they require index or the positioning. If we do not know the index value of the element, we can use the remove method to delete an item from the list when the index value is not known. The output can be seen. The pop has removed 3 mango, and from the negative index we have removed guava. The list is in, we have printed a list, and then by removing using remove, we have removed blueberry, and then again the list is being printed. In this video we have discussed how to create and work with lists in Python. In the upcoming video we will discuss sets in Python. Hope you found the information shared in this video useful. Stay tuned for upcoming videos and thank you for watching.